So I had a very interesting exchange with a concerned citizen, a commenter on YouTube, posted a comment. Let me see what video this was even on real quick. They posted a comment. That's right, folks. It's a force the vote comment. And I forgot what video it was on, so please let me go look. When was this shit? I fucked up the start of this segment, man. I don't know. It's on some... I think it's on the Brianna Joy Gray video I uploaded the other day. So, someone posted a novel. And now, I want... Again, the reason I'm doing a QAnon segment and a Force the Vote segment back to back is because they operate under the same principles. QAnon is a conspiracy network where people create an insular group where they're able to basically shove away any skeptical people, and it gets more and more insular, and as it becomes more and more insular, more and more people like that are even remotely skeptical get kicked out. And so basically it self-selects and filters for people that are willing to believe whatever they want. And that's what Force the Vote is. It's the QAnon for the left, or people that claim to be the left. Just how people genuinely think that they are patriots and they support storming the Capitol on January 6th to install a dictator, they genuinely think that that makes them patriots. Because they're so wrapped up in this conspiracy network that they think the election was stolen. What? And that's the same thing with Force the Vote. They genuinely think that they are freedom fighters. They're trying to fix the world. They're trying to save the world. And this all hinges on not understanding how Congress works. That's what it hinges on. So I want to read this comment from T Swizzle. So in my video, I think it was on the video I made about Jen Perlman or something. So I've been right about this the whole time. So I said that because I was saying that when Force the Voters eventually realized how stupid it was to talk about Force the Vote in August, that they would have people swarm them, and they've already basically self-selected their entire audience or Force the Voters. And so when they try to enter a life after Force the Vote, like there's a lot of people that, you see on the New York Times, like, oh, I fell for QAnon and here's how I got out. These people, like Jen Perlman, are trying to construct a life after Force the Vote. They got wrapped up in a conspiracy network for 8 months, and they're trying to recover. It's like an addiction. That's how we need to treat this. So she was trying to have a life after Force the Vote, and I basically made a video saying that this is why placating these people was ridiculous. And I've been making videos about Force the Vote since December of 2020. I've been on top of this shit since the very beginning. And I knew that this was very similar to QAnon because I had people in my family fall for QAnon, and all the same signals were there. And so, T Swizzle says, what a joke! Right. About what exactly? That our politicians that we vote for shouldn't use the leverage to get what they ran on, and what people who voted for them believe they would do. You're a child. Now again, if 5 members of Congress can get Medicare for all, if 5 members of Congress are somehow powerful enough to overhaul the entire medical industrial complex, destroy health insurance companies, and basically overhaul capitalism and destroy all corporations with only 5 members of the House of Representatives, then the world that we live in right now, it would still be a slave state, folks. Women would still not have the right to vote. Right? We would have walls in the Pacific Ocean, for God's sake. If 5 members of the House of Representatives had enough power to do whatever they wanted, abortion would be illegal. Christianity would be the state religion. But somehow, these people that are wrapped up in the Force the Vote conspiracy network They genuinely think that 5 members of Congress can get them universal health care. 5 members of the House, as opposed to 5 members of the Senate. Which, I mean, 5 members of the Senate, that's still, maybe you can get something. But still, that's not enough to destroy the entire medical industrial complex. I'm sorry, it's just not. You have no concept how political power work. You have no concept how political power in support of what 70% of the population believes in should operate. Instead, you cheerlead like a 13-year-old writing fan fiction. Whatever nonsense those in power do or don't do, like it was your job. Now again, I make videos critical of Democrats all the time. In fact, in this live show, that this segment that you're watching came from, I was critical of Democrats. In every single stream I've done, I've criticized Democrats. But because I don't believe in this conspiracy theory that 5 House Congress members can get whatever they want done at any time, because I don't believe in that conspiracy theory, it means it's a binary. Either you believe in the conspiracy, or you support the duopoly. Huh? What? That's what they genuinely think. That because I criticize AOC all the time, and because I criticize Joe Biden all the time and Nancy Pelosi all the time, they genuinely translate that into cheerleading them just because I don't believe in a specific, like, minutia conspiracy theory based around, like, how Congress operates in a way that 99% of people don't understand. It's fascinating. And they go around and they live their lives like this. Force the Vote is the QAnon of the left, or people that want to be or strive to be left-leaning individuals. And not only that, but it's a strategy that involves focusing on electoral politics instead of, if your thing was electoral politics is a sham, let's go outside, let's organize, let's, create community food programs, let's, try to, create, someone on my block is having trouble with rent, let's all do a fundraiser. Instead of organizing their community, let's try to have unions organized in all the workplaces in our city. Instead of doing that, they are more interested in small minutia of how Congress works for, the first week of a House session. That 99.9% of humans on Earth don't give a shit about. But that's the basis of their conspiracy, so let's continue. We're all pretending to be a revolutionary. We all know being a revolutionary is pretending that AOC can single-handedly overthrow and topple the entire medical industrial complex. That's being a revolutionary, is assuming 5 members of the House of Representatives can destroy capitalism. That's being a real revolutionary. You, and people like you, are the very reason the Democratic Party couldn't even beat the nonsense those in power... couldn't even beat the worst human being in the world in Donald Trump. In 2016, you were seen as the worst option. So again, because I don't believe that 5 members of the House can single-handedly overthrow capitalism, that makes me a Democrat. And that makes me the same as Hillary Clinton. This person genuinely thinks an anarchist who goes out and does direct action and protests every single day is Hillary Clinton. Somehow, they are able to consider someone who goes out there and screams about how all cops are bastards every single day in front of the sheriff's department. They somehow are able to wrap into their minds, I am the same as Hillary Clinton. I didn't even vote for Hillary. I don't even like the Democratic Party. That's the thing, is I don't like the Democratic Party. And guess what? Internal Democratic polling is already showing 2022 to be a massacre for Democrats. I know! I talk about it all the time. When they bungled the $15 minimum wage, I was hugely against the Democratic Party. But again, they don't care about that. This person isn't going to go look at all of my videos They're just looking at this, and then the rest is just projection. It's a preconceived notion that they are projecting onto me. They think that because I don't believe in their little conspiracy theory, that all of a sudden I am Hillary Clinton and I love Democrats. They genuinely think that. I talk about how the House is going to be a huge problem in 2022 all the time, especially if the Senate won't overrule the filibuster and get the For the People Act passed. I've said that hundreds of times on this show, but they don't care. Since you're right about everything, lol, which, by the way, I've never said that. I said I was right about how forced the vote would turn out. That's what I said. I never said I was right about everything. That being said, though, I am right about everything. So, but either way, this comment was made in a universe where I've never said that. Now I've actually said that. So yes, I am right about it. Tell me, why did Trump win in 2016? And why are Democrats who heroically fake a sleep out at the Capitol going to lose in 2022? So now they're saying Cori Bush protesting on the steps of the Capitol and getting Joe Biden to have a 2-month extension of the eviction moratorium. That's fake. They never did that. So even though there's video and photo evidence of them being there for several days, it was fake. It was like the moon landing. They just took a couple pictures and then they posted them on Twitter every couple hours and pretended like it was real. Cori Bush was only there for 30 minutes. She took a bunch of photos, you know. She started out, like, you know, when the sun's setting, so that way she can get the daytime photos, and then, you know, she got some nighttime photos, and then she went home to her $90 trillion mansion because she's a Democrat. They genuinely think that. They literally think that that protest is fake. Don't they want members of Congress to protest? Isn't that what their whole force the vote conspiracy is based on? Them protesting? But when they do that, it's bad because they're Democrats. Huh? Go play with blocks or dolls if you're going to have the critical thinking capacity of a toddler. Political commentary, while enjoyed by your tens of commenters, may not be for you. So my reply was, who are you talking to? Electoral politics isn't everything. Go outside, touch grass, organize with your neighbors. This obsession is unhealthy. They respond, nice dodge of every salient question. But then again, that's what children do. Salient question. Huh? What? So then I respond, none of your questions applied to me. When did you stop beating your wife? So obviously my logic here is that, like, that would be like, hey, why is the sky orange? Why is the sky purple? And then you go, huh? And then I say, ha! You're dodging my question. Hey, why do you have 38 fingers? What? Ha! You're dodging my question. Hey, why do you have 6 arms? What? I've only got 2. Ha ha ha! You're a toddler. You're dodging my salient questions. These questions have nothing to do with me. They do not apply to me in any fashion. That would be like if I asked this person why they swam to Hawaii from the coast of Washington. Huh? I never did that. Why would you ask me that question? It doesn't apply to me. So their response, long before the unfortunate person who might marry you will stop beating you. You look like you've suffered a few beatings already. Nice dodge, though. And for all the tens of followers to see as well. Yes, that's right. I'm posting it in front of everyone. And so I respond with, why did you paint your face green? And unfortunately, they are dodging my very salient question. 15 hours, no reply, folks. Will we ever find out why T-Swizzle painted their face green? The world may never know. But again, this is why, again, I'm so critical of Force the Vote, is because this is the QAnon of the left. These people genuinely think what they're saying is not only logical, but it's a duh. They genuinely want the 5 members of the squad to force a vote and protest, but then when they do protest and when they do force the vote, crickets. They don't give a shit. And then even when there's not crickets, they call it fake. You just asked them to protest. You just asked them to force votes. Oh, they're fake. They're only doing it now to appease us. Don't you want politicians to appease you? Don't you want politicians to do things because you demand them? Oh, but it only counts if they do it when we suggest it one time, but the second time, no. Don't you want politicians to change their mind and listen to your criticism? These people aren't serious. They're dumb as fuck, and they've fallen into a conspiracy network that is as dangerous and as real as QAnon. It's just a different brand. So